राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुदेवी प्रणमामि हरि वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय श्रीमते कृष्ण गोस्वामी इति नामिने नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी प्राश्चात्य देवसदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So it was a very wonderful kirtan. I was sitting in the back and was feeling that we are in the spiritual world. I was just thinking that if we don't have the external beauties like to maintain home or anything, and in the spiritual world we don't have to make any separate endeavor for our existence. Simply we chant Hare Krishna and everything comes on our way. So I was just thinking that this is the spiritual world where some devotees are worshipping, taking care of the deities. Some devotees are meditating on the holy name of the Lord. I see the girl, small one, was enjoying moving around. This is what our real life is. We have put ourselves so much burden, knowing that I will have to maintain the life, I will have to do this. So we create our own burden. But in reality, if we follow the Acharya's instructions, simply by taking shelter of the holy name and the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna, everything else automatically will be fulfilled. But it's unfortunate, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, our Acharya, has mentioned, that despite knowing everything, we are drinking the poisons. We hear the glories of the holy name, but we have not created a deep attachment to chant the holy name. In this spiritual world, there is no anxiety. Every moment there is a joy. There is no lamentations. There is no sorrow. There is no fear. We are all happy. And we have experienced that in our many lives ago. So we are still seeking for those things to happen in our life. But as Maharaj was saying, that if we will understand the reason that we came into this material world to suffer, then it will be easy for us to get out. So only thing, our mistake is we forgotten Krishna. So by having this type of association with the devotees, it will give us the chance to revive our original consciousness, our original positions in the transcendental world, that how happy we were. And maybe we will create a urge in our life that let me try for that ultimate goal, to become eternally happy. As in my early days of my devotional practice, Goswami Maharaj, Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, he was walking around the temple. And I was very new at that time. And he was just asking me the simple thing, what activity that you do during the day and like that. So basically then he quoted the verse from the Hitopadis, Ahara Nindra Bhai Vaitunacha Sanmayanam Pasubir Samana Dharmahi Desam Adhika Visesa Dharmahi Hina Pasubir Samana. That if we engross in those four basic activities, sleeping, eating, defending, and mating, that any piece of life is engrossed in those activities. So unless and until we take up our original dharma is to render service, create a love in our heart for the Supreme Personality Godhead, then we are non-different than those living entities. So it's really awakened me that we have really spoiled our life. We have not understood the goal of life. We just blindly think our own ways, which way we should live our life and how we can become happy. And then we engross, as we will see so many Saranagati songs from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And there is no end of it. No person can finish his material whims until the last moment of his life. He feels that he needs to fulfill something, he needs to do something. So that day it was really awakened for me to look back and see what should we do in our life to change those things. And as Maharaj was saying, that we hold the Japadekis, we have the very nice Sangha. But if we will not make some commitment, sankalpa, that from tomorrow I'm going to change my life, and how I'm going to change my life, then attending those Japadekis will no ultimate benefit. We will relish some good moments. It may help, I'm not saying that it's in vain, it's always helpful. But real benefit we will not derive until we make some strong sankalpa. And by having those Saranagati songs and the discourse from the Maharaj, it's really awakened that exactly what we are doing in our life. We are not achieving we want to achieve. Like Prabhupada used to say, there is 3 possibilities in our life. That whatever we will expect in our life, 90% it will not come. And then Prabhupada says that even if you will get lucky and you achieve what you want in your life, 10% of the people, then whatever they have expected when the thought was there, that if I gain something, I will be happy like this. Some assumptions is there. But those 10%, even though they achieve it, they see that what they have expected, there is no real happiness is there. And suppose some 1 or 2% may say that, well, I have derived some happiness. Then Prabhupada used to say, how long can you hold it in? Right? 30 years, 40 years maximum. So what is the benefit? So living the life like this is not a solution. We are always hankering, we are always lamenting. We want to achieve something in our life. And when something goes away from our lives, we lament for it. Those are the 2 things we face in our material life. So Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma Na Sojati Na Kansati Sama Sarvesu Bhutesu Mad Bhakti Pravati. To really create the devotion in our heart, then we should become free from this. And by holding this as a Sangha, it gives us the glimpse that what we should do in our life. You know, we have not yet at the end of our life, still we have some left in our life. We should dedicate it for that same purpose. My Guru Maharaj used to say that we get the knowledge, we get the understanding. At some point we also realize in our heart, we hear the things and we see what is happening in our life, we realize that yes, whatever our scripture says is 100% right. I should do that. But unless and until we put in our life, the transformation of our heart will never happen. We have to practice. Anything that we want to do, we have to dedicate our life and practice to derive the results. So I hope that I will secrete some of my realizations when we come to the next sessions about the chanting of the holy name, that what's at least minimum we should do to really get little glimpse of it. And I think we see that when they send the satellite and rockets, NASA, they have huge tanks of fuel just to become free from the gravitational force. And once it crosses those boundaries, then we see that they have a very small tanks of fuel that they require, and they travel maybe 100 times more with the very least fuel. So in our life is also like that unless and until we come to some spiritual platform, lots of hard work is required. We have to remain vigilant. Only goal should be that I want to get the love of God. I want to attain association of Krishna and his devotees eternally, not just temporarily. And we should fix up the mind. Like the bird, we see that in Bhagavad Gita, that some of the eggs was taken away and bird became so determined that please bring my eggs back, otherwise I'm going to drive up till the ocean. Now what is the capacity of the bird to make the ocean dry? But that determination is required. And if you put the gila in a windless place, how steady the flame is. So our devotion to Lord Krishna should be single-minded, with no other thoughts. Because if we have faith, the person who is managing, he is maintaining, he is everything he is doing by his own sweet will. Do you think that he cannot maintain a couple of jivas? He will. We have to put our steps toward him, and then we can see what he cannot do. I have seen in my life that we may be not able to do with our own strength, but if you offer it to Lord Krishna, your dedications, all these things will become very simple. Like Maharaj was giving an example, to cross over these nations of material existence is very, very difficult. But it can become for the pure devotees like a very small petals of water. You cross it very easily. But there is a process that we must follow. When we chant the holy name, we know that there are offenses. When we do the deity worship, we know that there are some offenses to perform deity worship. So if we don't be careful and we don't guard our devotions, then the weeds will come and it can destroy our devotions. So let's meditate and pray to our acharyas to imbibe in our hearts something that we become serious. We don't have to give up our life, but at least some time we should dedicate to try to see how Krishna is protecting us, rather than we try to adjust our life, put our life in His hand and see what He will make beautiful for us. So I will request Mataji to chant these songs, and then first we will sing the full song, and then we will put up one stanza at a time, and we will feel the translation, and we will glorify it, and see how we can become more deeply moved in our heart to take some serious steps in our life. Unless we make a strong sankalpa, we won't get no tangible benefits. So let's do in a mood.